You see what I just tried to do? Welcome back to ClintsStreetMachines. Today is a good day. We have achieved a long overdue, time-consuming project. We got our brackets made for our rear frame rails. We did a good job of keeping them square. We did a good job of, when we're sanding them, not making them crooked or any of that stuff. So I'm real happy with how these turned out. Oh, I'm sorry, you probably couldn't even see that. But before we unbolt these and see how they look, let's show you how we made them. Alright, so today we're going to make these guys right here. This is where our ladder bars bolt into the frame rail. Frame rails are right there. And that's going to become this at some point. But for now, we need to get these guys made. So I've made a template. Made it fit, and we've center punched the holes. These guys here. I have 4 of these cut. This one was the smallest of the bunch, so I'm test fitting it right now against my template. So what I'm going to do is I need to get all this to fit into those rails better. Alright, so first things first, I got to fix all this and make this fit my pattern perfect. Once I know this fits the pattern perfect, then I'll clamp all 4 of them together, make them all the same size to match this one. We'll be in business.
So here I've taken the smallest plate and I've gone around the edge of it with a black magic marker and sandwiched it in between the other plates. By putting it in the middle, I can use it as a guide while I'm using the belt sander and get the other 3 plates down to the same level. And with that black magic marker on there, that just makes it a little easier to see.
So what point do you call it, you know? It's like, it's getting close, but it's still got a ways to go. I got it nice and square so far and whatnot, so I'm pretty proud of it, I guess. But I don't have to get that. It wouldn't be the end of the world if I didn't. I could probably dress that a little bit with a grinder, and you never know. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I'll just dress that with a grinder. Right here, I had it down too low, and I actually pushed this into the roller on the bottom and dug a gouge in it. I was able to get most of it out, but again, I'm not going to worry about that either. A little bit of spot right there I'm not going to worry about. But now I got to get this whole side. I bet my beard looks awesome. So I just realized something. I've been sitting here grinding, trying to keep things all clamped together so they don't move, etc., etc., etc. And then it dawned on me, I still have to drill holes through these, so now I got to keep them perfect while I drill the holes. And if the poles aren't exactly perfect through this perfect stack, there's a good chance they wouldn't be, then I'll have to come back and do this again after I drill the holes. So that was kind of dumb. I should have thought that through. I didn't, and now I get to do the same thing twice. Anyway, let's get to drilling some holes. Okay, so what I think I'm going to try and do, because this is always the hardest part, is getting it clamped securely into a vise. Once I know I got it parallel to the table and clamped firmly, then I know I can make my drill bit 90 degrees to this. So this is kind of vise you buy for your drill press, a drill press vise actually. There you go. So on one side it's perfectly smooth, and the other side it's got these 2 little slots in it. So what I hope to do here, stick that corner into those slots. Boy, am I glad I didn't round that corner off yet. because that corner is going to get rounded. I think what I can do is stick them in that slot and then have them be parallel like that. Have it use the slot as a register. That should be good. Okay, one thing I didn't do. Oh man, is that thing in your way? Alright, I suck at this. Alright, so one thing I didn't do is make sure it was flat when I clamped it down. So I'm going to put straight down pressure on it. Oh, it wasn't. Alright. Alright. So we get our pattern lined up. I've already punched 5 holes in it where the centers of the holes are going to be drilled. I think we're good there. Boom. Alright, I'm going to try this. I've never tried using a hole saw on a stack of metal before. I've seen others do it, so I'm going to give it a shot.
Alright, so I actually drilled an 1/8 inch pilot hole before I went at it with the hole saw, and I apologize for the table wobbling all over the place. I finally realized I should do something about it about the time I was done with the brackets.
That works pretty freaking good, man. I've never used that tool for this job before. Alright, well, let's get that out of there. Let's get that all cleaned up a little bit. Yeah, come on. Everybody out. And get an air hose over here and blow that hole out. Alright. Any more space here? Alright. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use this socket, which fits pretty tightly in there. There's not much wiggle room. Same with this drill bit. I'm going to use that as registers for these 2 holes. And as you can see, it already lines everything up pretty nice. Alright, that's better. Good there. Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, alright. Yeah, alright. My bit might have just gone dull. Or that's shoving back up in there because I didn't tighten it enough. wasn't even close to tight. There we go.
You guys might notice every time I change the bit, I'm firing it up for a second and then turning it right back off. I'm just checking to make sure there's no run out, basically making sure that the bit is spinning straight, not wobbling around.
There it comes. All right, here we go. All right, this may be a little too big of a bit. We'll find out right now. Those last few chunks came out burned. I probably should have stopped and put some fluid on there. But man, I made quick work of it though. All right, we are up to the big blade, the big one now. All right. Here goes something. Good things. All right, let's see. Nah, that's gonna oval out that hole. Let me get an in between intermediate bit. Right, let's try this instead. It's a little smaller, 9/16. Let's see if this will straighten things out. Okay, we don't want that. All right. Yeah, we're all right. Okay. Please don't chatter too bad. Woo! Okay, pushed a little too hard. Well, that's what happens when you do that, I guess. All right. All right, so don't do that. Why am I holding that? Man. No matter what I do, it's just not quite right. Pretty freaking good there. All right. Well, let's see how this goes. These first two chunks it encounters could really be terrible. Let's find out. Wow, this whole thing just kicked over. So what I'm going to need to do, I believe, is probably get this off of this makeshift stand. I both moved the table because the drill bit wasn't going through the hole. Also, this head moved, so unfortunately, Okay. All right. Whoops. Sometimes I'm a dumbass. Most times. Should be clamped down tight enough. I guess we'll see. Alright. I need to take a class on drilling or something. Now, I know I could just send off a template to someone with a plasma cutter. I am still on a budget here, so I'm doing this with stuff I already have, like the drill bits. I didn't buy drill bits to do this. I already owned them. Man, that's loud. Why is that so loud? Why does that sound so violent? So far, it's a pretty tight hole. All right, let's yeah, that won't even fit in there. That's what I'm trying to do, is using the hole saw. Made the hole a little sloppy, and they're so close together I can't afford that. So I'm not using the hole saw anymore. So we're trying to make this system work. Well, we finally got the hole drilled. Thing was so loud. Perfect. Not a lot of wiggle. That's what we need. We need holes like that. All right. Well, we know we can drill a round hole. With the bigger bits like this, historically, I haven't always had the best luck making sure the hole's are round. So that worked out. We just need more steps. And sharper bits. You know, I hate to say this, I'm gonna do the middle first. I should call this Change My Mind Garage. Everything I say I'm gonna do, I end up changing. Everything I actually do, I wish I'd done different. I feel like I should shove something under one of these corners here so this thing stops rocking. All right, let me get you off the tripod for a second. Yeah, that was my nickname in high school. All right, so anyway, if you can or can't see that, I'm trying to move this hole over this way just a little bit. What happened was, we drilled this one with the hole saw, the first hole we drilled. I should have started in the middle, but anyway, we started here because I wanted to do the ends and lock it in like this. But this hole that it made is actually bigger than I wanted it to be. As you can see, that's pretty loose. Whereas these holes, you know, are much, much tighter, which is perfect. That's what we want. But because that hole's slightly larger, as you can tell by this not fitting in there, but it's dang close. What happened was that hole ended up not being centered between the two anymore because this hole's too big. So I'm sliding it over a little bit here on the drill press by being very gentle with it. Once I get it past the surface here and the whole bit is submerged, then I can start plunging it a little quicker and it should stay centered. As long as I don't go too crazy pushing on it. And I take my time. Once that hole's drilled though, we should be good to go ahead and finish that last hole up. It may be a little thin right in here between them, but I think that's fine. All right, so here it is. All the 5 holes drilled. We were able to cheat this one over. I just put the drill press where I wanted it, basically. And then took my time with each drill bit. And the bigger they got, the easier it was to move it over. So we just, by the 3rd drill bit, this was moved over and centered. So, all right, we got them unbolted, and here they are. So it fits our pattern nicely. They're all identical, as we saw already. The holes are lined up like they're supposed to be, and that's how they fit the frame rails. Now that's the frame rail that's been in a hair, but what we're going to end up doing is cutting these right around here, this area. So they only got to fit down to about here. So we can massage them to make sure everything stays in line across both frame rails. So I guess that's it. Not sure what we're going to work on next, but we are going to be doing some bouncing around because I still got to get all the components, you know, their major components together in order to lay out my frame. So we're going to keep working though, keep progressing and knocking out some of these projects. Like I said, these took longer than the frame rails did to make. So it's good to have those under our belt now. So if you want to see more of this, hit that subscribe button and we'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care.